This extract was taken from a book called Worlds Beyond the Poles, Physical Continuity of the Universe, by a gentleman called F. Amedeo Giannini in 1959. The enclosed pages contain the first and only description of the realistic universe of land, water, oxygen and vegetation, where human and other forms of animal life abound. This is not a work of fiction, nor is it a technical analysis of anything. It is a simple recital of fact which transcends the most elaborate fiction ever conceived. It is diametrically opposed to the assumptions and the mathematical conclusions of theorists and technicians throughout the ages. It is truth. These pages describe the physical land routes from the Earth to every land area of the universe about us, which is all land. Such routes extend from beyond the North Pole and South Pole, so-called ends of the Earth as decreed by theory. It would here be adequately shown that there are no northern or southern limits to the Earth. It will thereby be shown where movement straight ahead from the pole points, and on the same level as the Earth, permits of movement into celestial land areas appearing up or out from the Earth. An original treatise basic to this book was written and has been expounded at American universities 1927 to 1930. Since then, the U.S. Naval Research Bureau and the U.S. Navy's exploratory forces have conclusively confirmed the work's principal features. Since December the 12th, 1928, U.S. Navy polar expeditions have determined the existence of interminable land extent beyond both pole points, out of bounds of the assumed isolated globe, Earth, as postulated by the Copernican theory of 1543. On January the 13th, 1956, as this book was being prepared, a US Naval Air Unit penetrated to the extent of 2,300 miles beyond the assumed South Pole end of the Earth. That flight was always over land, water and ice. For very substantial reasons, this memorable flight received negligible press notice. The United States and more than 30 other nations prepared unprecedented polar expeditions for 1957 and 1958 to penetrate land now proved to extend without limit beyond both pole points. My original disclosure of the then unknown land beyond the poles in 1926 and 28 was captioned by the press as more daring than anything Jules Verne ever conceived. Today, 30 years later, the United States, Russia, Argentina and other nations have bases on that realistic land extent which is beyond the Earth. It is not space, as theory dictated. It is land and water of the same order that comprise known Earth territory. This work provides the first account of why it is unnecessary to attempt shooting up or out from the terrestrial level for journey to any of the astronomically named celestial land areas. It relates why such attempt would be futile. These pages present uncontrovertible evidence that the same atmospheric density of this Earth prevails throughout the entire universe. Such a feature provides that, except for the presence of gaseous sky envelope and underlying oxygen content equivalent to that of the Earth, we could never observe the luminous celestial areas designated as star or planet. It is shown here that in a determination of realistic cosmic values, the observed luminous areas of the universe about us represent celestial sky areas, and that they are continuous and connected, as all areas of this Earth continuous and connected sky. Hence it is shown that there are no globular and isolated bodies to be found throughout the whole universe. They are elements of lens deception. Accordingly, the absence of celestial bodies precludes any possibility of bodies circling or eclipsing in space. This work is radically and rightfully opposed to astronomical conclusions of all ages. It depicts the illusion developing from all telescopic observations and photographs of the universe about us. It clearly explains and vividly illustrates why those lens-developed illusions have been mistakenly accepted as facts. The book is therefore unparalleled in the long history of man's attempted interpretation and recording of the universe about us. It projects man's first understanding of the factual and endless universe, which contains human life throughout its vast length and width, regardless of all abstract theory to the contrary. This book brings many questions to the people looking deeper into their reality. If it's true or not, it states supposed facts to the contrary of what we've been told. Facts that many heads of nations know about. With the now transparency of the faked moon landings for all to see, it does seem logical that we question many things that we've been taught, including what the shape of the Earth really is. To find out more about your reality and listen to intelligent voices on this subject, to download a rough copy of Beyond the Poles, please visit www.flatearthscience.org.